Hi guys, welcome to this week's Urban Uncut, and I have an exciting start to the video this week. We have our first Range Rover Sport. Dave's just bringing it round. We're going to get it straight in. We're going to do a 24-inch wheel check on a Sport. Yes, you heard me right, a 24-inch wheel check. Then we're going to check our side steps to see if they fit, to see whether we've got to change the brackets to make that work, and then we're going to take the car apart. Now, this is a customer car, and we do have the consent to do it. It's not our car, it's not for sale, just to reiterate that message. Here it is. Is that a tape? Is that a taper?
Yeah, so they take standard bolts with the tapered bit rather than the other XT bolts that we use.
Oh, nice. But will we replace those?
Or no.
No. But they got caps then?
Black cap.
Ah, happy days.
Yeah, as long as we've got enough turns on these.
So we don't have to we don't have to supply new locking wheel nuts and new bolts with customer wheels now. Perfect. Let's see if they fit. I don't know how he lifts those. Shouldn't we get one of those little...
Your money, mate.
That would be so much easier, wouldn't it? Would you actually use it?
No.
You don't think you would?
Too much time.
What, to lift it onto there and then lift it up? And then try and line it up and... Yeah. This is my little contribution.
That's a big wheel size.
No, they might be a little bit big for the car. That's like the oldest trick in the book. So we want to see what both look like, yeah? Yeah. Let's put some UC4s on one side then. So we're going to check 23s on one side, 24s on the other, so we can see how they feel the arches and whether 24s actually look too big. I'm not really sure at the minute. Now, I've first seen them on the car. I'm thinking maybe not. Now these look small.
You want a 23.5 inch?
You can see, how big's that?
Big shoulder, isn't it?
Really big shoulder.
Taking the stickers off again, Si.
He's such a shit. I got you better. I just saw the arm, and I just
Yeah, there's two arms here.
Yeah.
We've got extra arms in more than normal.
and that's what
Must
I
be
thought.
anti-roll.
They've made this so difficult for us. I swear this is designed so it can't be changed. This line here, which is going round the boot, we've obviously got the number plate below the tailgate, and the lights and the cameras all built into the tailgate, which causes us no end of problems. We've got this sleek line round here which doesn't come out at all, so there's no depth to the car. So if we want to come out here and here to give it more depth, we've still got to come back in here to the number plate, and I just don't know how we're going to do that. These are obviously hard points that we can maybe rotate over and put inside the diffuser. Because of this detail here, it could be on the other side, but as I said, this is going to be particularly difficult to do something with. But we like a challenge.
So just taking the under tray down so we can look all the way underneath the car. So once we've finished the bracket off, we know where to cut. But at the moment, I want to make sure I've got enough of this tray down so I can see where the bracket's going to go up into. So by the looks of this, the front is very similar. So it looks like we've got the same holes. So I think we might be right at the front. But here at the rear, I'm not sure. There's not enough gap to be able to see through to see if the holes are in the same place. So I'll get Mike to drop it down and then we'll have a little look, pull the tray down and try some brackets on. If not, we'll have to make some new ones. Very good. So these are our brackets here we've got for the L460s, so the full-size Range Rover. The nice thing about these brackets is they're all one piece, so you literally bolt up 10 bolts and your steps are on the car. Nice and easy. The old version had to have a bit of adjustment in it to make it fit both cars, so we're hoping this is going to fit this car. We don't have to make another bracket and we don't have to put any adjustment in it. Makes them really, really strong then. Right, drop that tray down and let's have a look. So what we try and do is go through the OEM fixings as well. So it means that our steps is going to fit just like Land Rover steps. So if anybody's confused, they can also use the Land Rover manual as well as ours. Right, this plastic bit should come out of here nice and easy. Oh, a leaf on the floor. Okay, that's good. And handily, we've got 2 of the bolts already in here, so we can use them to put this front bracket back on again. Right, looking good so far, Mikey. Looking good. Oh yeah. Straight in. Huh? That's just for the Instagram, okay? Thanks, mate. Right, so I've tried these brackets on. We seem to be lining up, but underneath the car they use an underseal, and basically I think what's happened is the underseal's gone inside the threads. So I need to clean the holes out just with a normal tap, and then hopefully the brackets will go on, so it's good news. Give us 2 seconds and we'll be there. Yeah, straight in. So it was just the holes needed cleaning out a little bit before the bolts go in. We definitely don't want to cause any cross-threading when we're putting the bolts in. So we just now want to check that the pad's going to sit inside here and lines up with the seal of the car, the same as the full-size Range Rover, but I think we're going to be good. That is good news. So we've got the brackets underneath the car now, so we're just going to try the pad on top. It looks like the holes in the bottom of the car are all the same, so it just depends if the step goes in and if it lines up with the door nice, because we want to make sure the seal lines up, so when you step on the pad it all looks nice and flush and seamless as well. Oh, look at that, glamorous assistant. Thanks, Mike. So if we get this tucked underneath, if you're all right to hold the back there, I'll just double check the front here. So all we're doing is sitting it on the bracket. I've left the brackets a little bit loose just to give us enough room to get the pad on, and then we can do them up and hopefully the door will open, because if not, we haven't quite got enough room. It's looking tight. Okay, will the door open like that, Mike? Right, it looks like we're good-ish at the front, but it's a bit tight on the door. And then at the back, it looks like the step needs to come further back to line up with the edge of the door shut. So I think what's probably happened is the Vogue's doors are slightly different. I think they've added that much on the bottom of the door, so it makes the step not fit. So we're gonna have to redesign the brackets with a 10mm spacer at the front, and then at the back, the foot needs to come out a little bit further.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because the bracket's too far back.
I just walked over here and saw the step on. I was like, what a result. Obviously not.
No. So slight design change, but I think it's going to be quite an easy one to rejig and do. So I'll just take some measurements now and we'll be close.
What will you do? Just knock up a jig and then come over with a jig bracket to move it around?
What I'll probably do is recut 2 spaces of the front and then just add them on, so it gives us 10 mil lower. And the front here, I'll just take a measurement because I've only got to move it out 20 mil, 30 mil, and we should be all right. To be fair, if Mike holds that here, I'll be able to see, oh yeah, you can literally see the center line of the first slot just needs to come across 30
What, are you
mil.
saying they're not sticking out far enough?
Yeah, the back's not sticking out far enough.
Yeah, so if you were to line the bracket up.
Yeah, look, if I line the bracket up there, and you open the door
so when
now,
you
Mike.
pulled it out, so when that was pulled out, that was at the position you want it to be.
So you can see here, we're tucked right underneath.
So when you slide it out,
It looks much better and along that seal there.
yeah, that's where we want it, isn't it?
Yeah. So we'll modify it, it won't take long, and we'll make it better. The nice thing is I can just change one component on our cutting files and that'll fix that end. On the other end, I'll just make some spaces up or change the arms and the brackets to make it a little bit lower.
So here's a challenge. Do you reckon you can get that done by tomorrow, Reece?
Of course I can, Simon. Of course
Always
I
like
can.
the challenge. We'll be back to you later on in this video, hopefully. The shape of the car basically goes in at the back, so it's got to come out of the back at the same height, but at the front needs to come down by
10 mil.
10 mil.
That's why Yui's steps wouldn't fit, because the front crashes on the door. I think they've just brought the door card down a little bit.
I'm sure I've designed the whole car around the side steps, not fitting.
Yeah, it's like,
Those cynical
it's
people.
like we're going to have the secret recipe
Yeah.
to fit steps before everyone else.
Am I your mini-me that's just going to sort it out for you?
Well, you're not mini me, are you? You're a
Mega
bigger
me.
bigger me. Right, so challenge set to Reece, 24 hours. Sorry, I'm like this. It's a little bit cold this morning. It's the first morning of being cold. 24 hours, Reece. We are 9 hours in and we have some, ta-da! Challenge accepted and succeed. We don't know whether they fit yet, so we're going to do that now.
They will fit, don't you worry, they're fit.
Do you think you could take my weight on your chest? You reckon?
Yeah. Go on.
And then, as if by magic, voila! One set of side steps in what, how many hours?
Like 9.
Well, it's not even that, because it was
I haven't even been in work for 9 hours, like 4 hours maybe?
Not even that. It's like 2 hours. Come on, man. 2 hours, steps revised. We now have steps for the new L461. L461 Sport, steps are available now. Get in touch if you have a new Sport coming through soon.
They look good actually, didn't they?
They look really good, yeah. Yeah.
Nice
Sitting
and
perfect. They sit perfect on.
The door cards, so you can get straight in, nice and strong. Happy days. Easy as that.
Job done. So, wheels on, 23 and 24 inch check, steps on, and you can see that the car is all stickered up. So what we're going to do, we've got the big scanning company coming out on Friday to do a full scan of the car, but we're going to use our handheld to get some reference points and start doing some designs early. We'll take off the side vents and top vents, we'll do the rear spoiler so we can actually start work on that. And then once this is done, I'm going to give you a first review. So hopefully it'll be impressive. Right, so been evicted from the building. There's too much building work, demolition, painting, dust and rubbish everywhere. And this deserves a little bit of peace and quiet. New Range Rover Sport, been in for 23-inch wheels for the customer. We've tested our 23 and 24-inch. Got all of our offsets right. We know where we're plumbing to the wheel arch line. We know how we're making them. Side steps as well, all done, test fitted, so we do have them on the program now. We're going to be manufacturing them in around 2 or 3 weeks time, so if you have a new Sport coming and you do want side steps, get in touch with us now. So, crunch time, the review. What do I like and what don't I like? So, I love the new lights, but it disheartens me that it makes the bumper so large. Now, when the bumper's already this big, normally we come down a little bit on our bumper to make it look deeper from the front. But the problem with this is it's already deep. If we go any deeper, the bumper's going to be like this big, which is going to be a real pain. So I think we're going to have to stay at the
Are you reviewing that?
Yeah.
Am I interrupted?
Yeah, you are a little bit.
Sorry. Do you want to hear it looks like a fat Evoque. It looks like an overweight Evoque. It looks like a big Evoque.
Everything was going completely serious, and he walks over and calls it.
Honest review.
Calls it a fat.
It's like an Evoque and a Velo. I've gone out a night out, had a couple of drinks, and done the business.
Bad. Wait there. Let's just stand back for a second. Look at that stance.
It looks
It
great.
does look great.
Yeah.
I was just starting. I'm glad you're here actually, because I just started on my likes and dislikes.
Yeah.
I like the light.
Great looking thing.
I like the light.
Yeah.
But the bumper's huge.
Yeah.
So this whole Velar thing that you're going on, I see it, yeah? But the problem is, if we go from here, if I go down to here, it's
gonna be too
low.
big. So you need
we have to stay within
come
these.
out
Yeah,
rather than
so
down.
we'll come down and out. We'll give it a bit more of a snout. One thing that I really dislike, and we have to tell every customer, you have to spec soft closed doors because they just don't shut properly. It's like they're really like stiff and they don't shut.
There's a few panel gaps and stuff, isn't there?
There's a couple of things, yeah. I mean, so when this customer booked in with us, they asked us to check a couple of things, just alignment of the petrol cap, the light, and a little bit of the shut gaps at the back. I'm guessing that's just because they're new.
Consumer chat, right?
Yeah.
People paying 20, 25, 30 grand over for new models. So they're not only paying over, but they're getting all the first edition problems as well.
Yeah.
Panel gaps, doors not aligned properly, software issues and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Just wait 6 months, pay the retail, and let all the other bits just get done.
Yeah,
I've never understood it.
It is disheartening. Obviously, this customer has bought this to us just for wheels. It's not our car, it's a customer's car, but they've actually paid quite a sizable premium, which it does actually break our heart in that we like customers to come to us, spec a car, pay retail, and they only pay retail from us. They don't pay premiums from us as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, but that's the way of the world at the moment.
It's the way it's going.
If I talk about it anymore, I'll cry.
Yeah, I know. But the main thing, and I've had a good look around this car because it is probably our flagship model, the Sport SVR.
It will be, yeah.
The one thing that I really don't like is when they mess about with number plate placement. That's too low for me. It just looks so weird.
It should be in the middle.
Yeah.
It should be in the middle.
And I mentioned to you, what about a plate conversion like we do for the Discovery 5? But we can't do it because the camera, the electrics, the lights, it's just too much.
Yeah, so you've got the camera at the bottom of the tailgate, you've got the lights for the number plate, and you've also got the button for the tailgate.
Yeah.
We would have to redesign the whole rear end if we was going to do that, which just can't happen. Good news. Rear branding panel is not part of the light cluster, so we can replace that fairly easy. It'll be nice with carbon.
Nice.
And on the premium models, we can do it with a recess so that the letters sink into it.
Have you talked about the interior yet?
No, I'll get to that in 1 second. Rear spoiler's going to be great because it can come up off the back and in. We just have to be careful because the autobiography model comes with a Pivi Pro and the cameras on the top.
Yeah.
But on the whole, it will be really, really good. The only thing that's going to cause us real problem is this flat back that looks a bit like a disco. How are we going to come out?
Yeah.
Interior.
It's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful.
So this drives, it does drive amazing. This one is the D300 engine, isn't it?
Yeah.
Drives amazing, the seating position's great, the seating's comfortable and sporty.
Yeah.
The only thing I don't like is the 80s.
This is odd, isn't it? I assume in an autobiography that's all going to be like plush leather. But this
What? No, yeah, but it's like speaker material. It's like, you know when you used to cover your softbox? You know, the stretchy material.
Yeah.
I don't know where they were going with that.
This black chrome, or this dark chrome, is absolutely
Looks really
beautiful.
good.
Looks really premium. And Chris,
Yeah,
our
you-
guy,
I know what you're going to say now.
I was buzzing about this. So when you're driving a Sport or an SVR or a Vogue,
First
or
thing when you
Mozzie,
come into
whatever,
town, you like that, press the down
Put it
button,
into
so
low
it goes
mode.
into low mode.
with this, we thought we had to go through the screen each
You'd end up
time.
crashing. You'd end up crashing. You
But
don't.
Chris,
There's
the
one
main man,
button.
One button.
Just
lower
there.
it. And it looks great in access mode.
It does, yeah. So anyway, so we're going to do a little flick of 23s on steps and
Yeah.
24s, which are on the other side. Do you prefer the 24s?
Yeah, I like the cleaner look. You know, the side steps look fantastic. It makes the car look lower, wider, and obviously they're really, really useful. So I get that. And also 23s, bigger rubber, maybe a little bit more comfortable. You might not feel bumps in the road as much.
that's right. This takes the OE tyre, which is the 295/40 Pirelli. So you've got a nice big sidewall. You still get 23s. It's still comfortable. 24s will be okay on
But they
air.
don't look oversized,
No,
the
they don't,
24s. They
not
just
at all.
look just
Not
about
at all.
right.
So yeah, so that's about it. We've obviously covered quite a lot on the Sport this week. It's new to us, we're excited about it. We've started designs, we're already working on a spoiler, we've scanned, we've done side steps, we've done wheels, so we've actually smashed it out within like 24 hours with this car, because it's got to go back to the customer.
I'm
So on-
excited.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited. Yeah.
So on that note,
You always say it.
I always mess up though.
Make sure you share, like and subscribe.
See you next week, guys!